Hello, welcome. Let's discuss the current affairs. Let's, let's discuss the current affairs of Hindu analysis today. The first article regarding the Kerala's ordinance regarding the social media control. What it all about this means the Kerala government passed an ordinance. Uh, this ordinance made the amendment to the 2011 law of the Kerala, that is the Kerala Police Law of 2011. What it made in this law means it has amended this law and inserted a section called section 118a. What this section talk about means it says punishment for publishing or expressing any content that threatens, abusive in mode, humiliating and defamatory through a communication mode by using a communication device it is causing an injury to the mind or reputation or property of a subjected person. The conviction for this is imprisonment of up to 3 years or fine up to 10,000 or both. It is somewhat similar to the IT Act, Information Technology Act 2000, uh, section 66A provision, which was added in 2008. What means this? కేరళ గవర్నమెంట్ పాస్ చేసిన ఈ ఆర్డినెన్స్ ఐటీ యాక్ట్ 2000లో ఏదైతే పాస్ అయిందో దానికి ఐటీ యాక్ట్ 2000లో యాడ్ చేసిన యాక్ట్ కి మెసేజ్ for purpose of causing Supreme Court constitutional by the two-judge bench, and when an act as having abusive content in that case, it is not the ground to make the whole act and made it unconstitutional. Thus, this police unconstitutional. Thus, now we or something compulsorily by using this judicial precedence of that coming to the ordinance not in session, whereas in state government session or ordinance has to be made law within loses its legality and ఒక లాను చేస్తూ అన్కాన్స్టిట్యూషనల్ చేయొచ్చు, స్ట్రక్ డౌన్ చేయొచ్చు అని చెప్పి అటెండ్ అయ్యాయి. దేనికంటే 4th గ్లోబల్ కాన్ఫరెన్స్ ఆన్ క్రిమినల్ ఫైనాన్సెస్ అండ్ ద క్రిప్టో కరెన్సీస్. ఈ ఆర్గనైజేషన్ జాయింట్లీ ఆర్గనైజ్డ్ బై ద ఇంటర్పోల్, యూరోపోల్ అండ్ ద బేసల్ ఇన్స్టిట్యూట్ ఆన్ గవర్నెన్స్. ఈ 3 ఇన్స్టిట్యూట్స్ ద్వారా ఇది ఆర్గనైజ్ చేయబడుతుంది. 132 కంట్రీస్ నుంచి ఆల్మోస్ట్ 2000 representatives from law enforcement, judiciary and financial institution units has been attended, both from the public and the private members. Regarding the organizers, Basel Institute on Governance, this is a from abroad international criminal police organization. It has 194 member countries signatories, and it is country have a mandate to establish. This has to be established in every country. Interpol since 1956. 3 methods, that is the counter terrorism first thing, and the second thing is organizing and organized, and by using the Interpol, both countries police can help each other even there is no diplomatic ties. In this way, the Interpol acts as more effectively when compared to diplomatic relations. Generally, this Interpol gives a color coded notices to the countries in 4 languages. What are these 4 languages means? English, Spanish, French and the Arabic. And coming to the color codes, the red code indicates that the person is having somewhat a criminal background or a wanted person. He has to be located in the abroad and have to arrest and extradited to the source country. And coming to the yellow notice, yellow notice is given to the persons of missing, who are missing persons in the abroad has given the yellow notice. This yellow notice is very important because in cases of human trafficking or child trafficking, all these things you have to recover by using yellow notice. Coming to the blue notice, you collect the information or locate the identity of that person, and information, all information about that person will be accessed from the source country regarding some legal background. And coming to the black notice, any information on the missing bodies, missing somewhat dead bodies that were unidentified. That means information about unidentified bodies has been carried out by using black notice. And coming to the green notice generally says that if a person is having criminal background and committed some criminal activities in some X country, and he has returned to the some other Y country, let's assume another Y country, the X country may warn the Y country saying that he is having criminal background. Let's alert and say something, give a notice on him to observe the activities of that person. It says in this way. That is the green notice. And all this about Interpol. And coming to the final thing, that is the EUPOL. It is a organization of the European Union's police forces to manage the Europe, a safe and place for these countries. It is headquartered in the Hague, Netherlands. And coming to the recently organized SITMEX 2020. This SITMEX is a joint naval exercise between the Singapore, India, and the Thailand. These three countries performed the SITMEX in the Bay of Bengal, near the Andaman Nicobar Islands. And coming to the other important facts, SIMBEX is a bilateral maritime exercise between the Singapore and India. When coming to the Maitri exercise is the India in Thailand military exercise. When coming to the India Thailand naval exercise, it is the Carpat. Recently has we had completed the Carpat exercise. And coming to the some of the prelims facts, uh, Rajashekara, he is a Sanskrit poet who were patronized by the king Mahipala, who is a Gujara Pratihara ruler. And coming to the a Mughal ruler, a Tughlaq ruler, who established a separate department for the agriculture is the Muhammad bin Tughlaq, and the agriculture department then named as Diwan-i-Kohi. Under him, the agriculture department named as Diwan-i-Kohi. And coming to the Wulgulan or Great Tumluk movement led by the Bursa Minda, is a movement led by the Bursa Minda, a tribal leader of the Jharkhand in the year 1899 to 1900. And coming to the IBSMAR, IBSAMAR, it is a joint maritime exercise or joint naval exercise between the Brazil, South Africa. MAR means maritime, that is the naval. And coming to the other fact, somewhat about IBSA Dialogue Forum. It is a in the south of the Africa, India in the Southeast Asia. And coming to the Brazil, it is also somewhat in the south position of the American continent. And thus for this namesake, it is also called as South-South Cooperation of the Developing Nations. It is also called South-South Cooperation. Just remember this. And coming to the other things, India-Australia bilateral relations. Coming to this India-Australia bilateral relations, it is now extended to the level of comprehensive partnership between the India and Australia. Recently, in the Bengaluru Tech Summit, the Australian Science and Technology Minister had made some of the conclusions regarding the cooperation of the space activities which were tracking the Indian satellites by the Australian technology. This is the news background of this article. Coming to the relations, the historical ties between the India and Australia started in 1788 with the European settlements in the Australia. And coming to the first time the diplomatic relations uh, at the one-to-one diplomatic relations has started in the pre-independent period when the Consulator General of India first opened as a trade office in the Sydney in 1941. That means Consulate General of India has been established as a trade office, not a consulate or diplomatic office, just as a trade office in the Sydney. From then onwards, the bilateral relationship between the India and Australia has been developed. And during the Cold War time, Australia tries to which is a close ally of the USA, but India remains as a non-alignment country with the non-alignment policy of the Jawaharlal Nehru, and Australia also acts as a mediator at the in the 1940s and 1950s decades. In that time, Australia tries to act as a mediator between this India and Pakistan regarding the Kashmir issue, and but India did not take it as a well option, and it removed that option. And regarding the issues involved in the bilateral relationship over time, in some after that time, Australia opted close ties with the Pakistan. That means putting the India from far side, and it makes a friendship with the Pakistan. For the purpose, it is a ally of the USA. That time, Pakistan is a close ally of United States of America, and that's why Australia supported Pakistan. And India Australia relations touched a historic low. That means very worst when 1919 nuclear test has been concluded in India. In such a situation, India Australia almost the relationship become nil. And another issue regarding this lack of people to people ties due to the white Australia policy. What is this white Australia policy? During the by using this policy, the Australia restricted the migration of the people from the Pacific Ocean islands and from the Asian countries. All these things, they restricted migration of the people to the Australia. This is the white Australian policy. And coming to the again improvements in the India Australia bilateral relations, in 2008, nuclear suppliers group NSG, one of the major nuclear suppliers group of the four of the groups, and it granted waiver to the India uh, regarding the nuclear supplies, it leading the Australia lifting up its uranium ban against the NPT's non-signatories. That's why in 2014, Australia signed uranium supply deal with India. It is the first time when a signatory country of the Non-Proliferation Treaty made a deal regarding the uranium supply with a non-signatory country, that is India. This indicates that how impeccable the role of India in such a case. And the end of the Cold War, India's economic reforms has started in 1991. In such a situation, the trade ties between the India and Australia somewhat developed, and India is the largest contributor to the Australia's population growth, and Indian students and Indian tourists has been visited massively through the Australia. And coming to the recent deals, a formal memorandum of understanding has signed between two countries in space cooperation in 2012. In this underpinning, the space cooperation now tracking the Indian satellites by the Australian technology has been signed under this MOU background. It will support India's ambitious plan to send the human space flight program, that is the Gaganyaan, in 2022 by 2022. Thus, the bilateral relationship between the India and Australia has become elevated to a level of the comprehensive strategic partnership, and put in place practical agreements on apart from this space cooperation. Some of the practical agreements on cyber security and emerging technology and critical minerals also have been signed. Coming to the cyber cooperation, a framework agreement on cyber and cyber enabled critical technology cooperation has been signed, which helps to promote open, free, safe, and secure internet to the countries. This all about the India Australia relations. That's all for the day. Thank you.